Welcome to Beyond the Bricks, where Habitat Magazine looks at what's really going on inside New York's co-ops and condominiums. I'm Bill Morris, and with me now is Arlene Waye, principal at Awaye Realty Management. And Arlene, if you had to say there's one responsibility that all co-op and condo boards cannot afford to forget, what would that responsibility be?
It's the pre-sale in their building, how many owner-occupants are in a co-op, how many are in a condominium building, because once the building hits a certain level, lenders will not lend in the property. They will, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac for sure. If it goes over 50%, they look at the building as a rental building more than it is a condominium.
Okay, and this will harm the building's ability to borrow and the individual unit owner's ability to borrow, I guess,
yes.
And purchasers for that matter. Now, how do you combat the building that gets to be 50% sublets? Is there any way for a board to fight that?
In a co-op, the co-op board gets to decide how many sublets there are in a building, but condominiums don't have that stopgap. So the board is to enlighten the homeowners as to what is going on financially in the property to stop the amount of sublets that are going on, because once we hit 50%, lenders again back out.
Right.
And you can't even get an underlying mortgage if you wanted to do capital improvements in the building. If it becomes over the 50%, lenders still won't lend for capital improvement projects either.
Now, how can a condo board fight that? I mean, can they put a cap on the number of sublets?
They can't put a cap on it because condominiums are a real property, so you can sublet them, but they can impose penalties to dissuade subletters and investors from just buying apartments and renting them out.
Now, have you had a personal experience managing a condo where this was an issue?
Yes, I've had a building in Brooklyn where the building was 98% owner-occupied or sold, and now the building has transferred into 50%. We're at the level of 50% now sublets, and we're having a problem getting financing for the property, and homeowners are having a real issue selling their units.
Is there a remedy for that?
The remedy would be to make people stop subletting their apartments, impose penalties on subletters.
Yeah, but how do you get there? How do you achieve that?
The only way to do it is to go out to the homeowner body and let the homeowner body understand that all of their values are dropping. All of their values are being harmed, so that they should only sublet for a period of time and sell their apartments to the market so that the building becomes more back to a condominium than it is a rental building.
Now, in the Brooklyn building, were you able to do that?
I was not successful. We brought in counsel to advise at the annual meeting to advise all the homeowners as to the situation. We tried to change the majority vote to change bylaws from 66 2/3% to 50% so that the board would be able to act accordingly. But we had a couple board members that are subletting their units and were acting in their best interest instead of in the best interest of the building. And they got the rest of the homeowners that were subletting into the same position, so they voted down changing the bylaws to change the sublet policy.
And so the sublets remain in place.
Right.
What's the lesson here? I think I'm hearing a lesson here. This board was looking out for themselves rather than...
Correct. A board member is elected to a board to operate the building for its fiduciary responsibilities to operate the building so that it's for the betterment of its financial situation.
Of all the people
of all the homeowners in the building.
Right.
But in this case, these board members, 2 of them out of a 5-member board, voted down the sublet changing of the bylaws. So they acted in their self-interest because they're making thousands of dollars a month subletting their apartments, and it's affecting the rest of the homeowner body.
So these board members lost sight of their basic fiduciary duty.
Exactly.
Not a good situation.
Definitely not. Board members are supposed to act in the best interest of the full shareholder body, financially and physically, for the buildings.
Well, thank you, Arlene.
Thank you.